Chicago drivers lost 112 hours sitting in congestion. In 2025, the Illinois Tollway is spending $4 billion rebuilding and widening a 22-mile stretch of I-294. Includes rebuilt bridges, redesigned interchanges, flex lanes, and new traffic management technology. Some of those upgrades are clearly needed. But here's the bigger question, good folks. Can Chicago actually build its way out of traffic? Or will adding more capacity simply make driving easier until the road fills back up again?
Hello, I'm Anant Deoras, a 14-year Chicago Realtor with a love of urbanism and a focus on relocation and selling. And I want to be very clear from the beginning. I do not hate the car. I mean, as you can see in here, I own one. And I need one for work as a realtor. And there are plenty of trips across the Chicago region where driving is a realistic option. But there's a major difference between having the option to drive and being forced to use a car for almost every part of your life. That is why this $4 billion rebuild matters, even if you rarely drive on I-294. It raises a bigger question about what Chicago prioritizes. A large region needs highways for freight, airport traffic, and trips that are not realistically served by the L. But highways cannot be our only serious answer. Every time, congestion gets worse.
Let's start with the road itself. Interstate 294, also known as the Tri-State Tollway, acts as a major north-south bypass on the western side of Chicago region. It connects highways, suburban job centers, industrial areas, and O'Hare without sending every driver through downtown. That means every different trip competes for the same pavement: commuters, airport passengers, delivery vehicles, and trucks moving freight around the region. But the problem is not simply the number of lanes. In several areas, ramps are packed close together. Drivers enter, cross lanes, and then exit again within a relatively short distance. That weaving creates braking. Trucks need more time and space to accelerate. Add a stalled vehicle or a minor accident, an already strained highway can grind to a halt for miles. So yes, there is a legitimate engineering problem here. This is not simply about pouring more concrete. So what are we getting for $4 billion? $4 billion, folks. The Central Tri-State project is rebuilding and widening 22 miles of I-294 between the Balmoral Avenue and 95th Street. The work includes reconstructed bridges, wider roadway sections, updated ramps, drainage improvement, and a major redesign of the I-290 and I-88 interchanges at I-294. That interchange project alone is estimated at approximately $800 million. The tollway is also adding a smart road system with high-tech electronic signs, camera sensors, and lane-specific information. Flex lanes are designed to help manage traffic during heavy congestion or accidents. In plain English, the goal is not to create an empty expressway. The goal is to make highway safer, more reliable, and less fragile when something goes wrong. That is a much more realistic standard. By the way, if you are thinking about relocating to the wonderful city of Chicago, or already have lived here and want to move into a different neighborhood where your car is an option instead of a requirement, I want to help you navigate that. Your quality of life is not determined only by the home itself. It's also your commute, your access to the train and the bus, your biking routes, and whether you can walk to the places you use every week. Finding the right balance between lifestyle, commute, and budget is exactly what I do for my clients. There's a link in the description. You can look below or actually look above. You can see a QR code. If you're on your TV, go ahead and click on that. Let's schedule a low-pressure real estate consultation at a time convenient for you. When you're relocating, buying your first place, or selling your current home and moving up, we can talk through your options and develop a realistic strategy. Now we need to talk about the uncomfortable part, induced demand. When a congested highway gets wider or more reliable, the short-term benefit can definitely be real. Better shoulders can help clear incidents. Redesigned ramps can reduce dangerous merging. Smart road technology can communicate lane closures and changing conditions faster. But When driving becomes easier, behavior can change, human behavior. Some drivers return to rush hour. Others shift over from parallel roads. Some trips move from another transportation option back into the car. And over time, development patterns can also respond to improve highway access. That does not mean every highway project is pointless, but it does mean wider roads do not permanently eliminate traffic. Added capacity creates breathing room. Eventually, more drivers use it. And this is where Chicago needs a more balanced strategy. A region this large needs highways, freight needs to move, airport travelers need reliable routes. Many suburban jobs are not realistically served by the transit. But highway expansion cannot be our only transportation strategy. Maintain the roads we actually need, fix dangerous bottlenecks, improve reliability, but also give more people a realistic alternative to driving for every trip. That means a reliable CTA service, safer biking infrastructure in a walkable neighborhood, and more housing near transit. I always say this, folks. Good urbanism does not require you to throw away the car keys. It gives you the freedom to leave them at home. So can Chicago build its way out of traffic? Now, the honest answer is no. Better roads may improve safety and reliability, but they do not permanently solve congestion. Better roads tend to attract more drivers over time, but that does not automatically make this $4 billion rebuild a mistake. I-294 is a major regional highway carrying commuters, freight, airport traffic, and essential trips across Chicago area. Rebuilding the aging infrastructure and fixing bottlenecks and making the road less fragile are legitimate goals. The mistake would be acting as if this project alone solves Chicago traffic. It does not. Chicago works best when you have choices. Drive when you need to, take the train when it makes sense, bike safely for shorter trips, walk to the places that make your neighborhood feel like home. The goal is not to eliminate cars. The goal is to stop making the car mandatory for every part of your life. I'm AD, as always, your Chicago Urban Realtor, and I'm going to see you on the next video. Have a great one.